Hey guys, how's everybody doing tonight? I'll give everybody a few minutes to get in here. It's 7:30. Hi Rose. I made this little gnome today. I followed a tutorial on YouTube. If I can remember, I'll go back and look up the link to the girl that did it. But I think he turned out pretty stinking cute. He's made of socks I got at the Dollar Tree. This yarn is some I think I got at Goodwill. And it's the lash yarn. And I took a piece of felt. I don't know if you can see. There's a triangle of felt under there. Right here. And I've just took my time and glued strand after strand of the eyelash yarn. His nose is a piece of pantyhose with some stuffing in it and glued onto there. It's all glued on. And then this is a toe of a sock, and this is a toe of a sock. And inside here is another sock full of rice. So I really think he turned out adorable. I think I'm going to make one for each of my 5 siblings. And some of my older nieces and nephews that, you know, they're married already and all. So they'll have an Aunt Bet gnome for Christmas this year. But I just love how he turned out. Let me show you the yarn I used. Whoa, oh no, I just spilled the bag of rice. Ain't that wonderful? Ain't that wonderful? I'll clean that up after I go off. It's not that much hit the floor, but anyway. This is what his beard is made out of. And I just took real careful, like one little strand at a time and overlapped it all the way up to get this beard. It took a while. I was going to do it on here tonight, but this takes hours to do this beard. So I decided we would just do something else. I don't know what, but this was just so much fun to make. And he's just stuffed with rice. So if I can remember, I'll put those tutorials on in the description box. Now, there's a few of you in here. There's 5 of you here. I need to let you guys know what happened yesterday. The mother cat that we've been taking care of that had the kittens, well, she's been getting really mean with my cats. Hi, Mary. So I was going to box her up yesterday. I thought I had her tame enough that I could, get her and shove her in the box and take her to the shelter. Well, that was not what happened. Yeah, I got this. And I got right here, she got me with a claw, and she just dug me there. She never bit me, but she got Scott twice in both thumbs. So we went up to Doctor's Care, which is just at the end of the road, and they cleaned his wounds out and gave him a tetanus shot and a prescription for an antibiotic. But then they told us we had to go to our family doctor because Scott had to get rabies vaccination. So we went to our doctor's office. They said no, we had to go over to the hospital to the care center over there. Well, we got to the care center over there and they sent us to the emergency room. So we got signed in at the emergency room at like 3 o'clock because he had to go there to get the initial vaccination part of it. And we waited, it was over 6 hours there because, it's the emergency room. They triage everything. The worst comes, before the ones that are waiting. And we had to wait for the pharmacy to prepare the vials. 7 vials. This is just the first treatment. And they put 2 shots from the 7 vials in Scott's left arm, I think. And then the rest of the shots went into his hands. They shot him up all in here. 1 shot went all the way into the tip of his thumb. And I was kind of glad I decided to go out to the car when they were doing the shots, or I would have passed out. That's just how I am, because I get upset because Scott's hurt, and then I see those needles, and then I'm on the floor. So, yeah. So he's got to go 3 more times to the care center to get the remaining 3 shots. So, yeah, lesson learned. We've quit feeding that cat, and I'm going to wait, and my mom's bringing me a live trap, and I figure if I don't feed her for a couple days and she has to hunt for her food, she'll actually show up really hungry, and I can set the live, it's a trap that won't hurt her, it'll just catch her, so I can take her to animal control. I just cannot have her. My cats have all had their rabies shots. They've all been vaccinated for all kinds of stuff, but they're being terrorized by this demon mother cat. That's all. I told Scott she's just a demon in disguise. She's a little gray and white cat that she looks real sweet, but don't try to pick her up. Don't try to put her in a box. Don't try to catch her at all, or she'll rip you a new one, literally. So, anyway, she still has 2 babies with her, and my sister-in-law said she wanted the babies. And if I can catch the mother, and we might still try to tame the babies for my sister-in-law to get, but I told Scott, I said, I don't want to get attached to these cats, so I hope your sister's ready to take them as soon as, Yeah, she's feral, she's mean, but she's been, every time I would open the door, she would rub on my legs, she would purr at me, she would let me touch her, so I thought I had her tame enough that I could catch her and put her in a box, but boy, she tore Scott up so bad. His poor hands are swollen. Needless to say, he missed work yesterday. And the place that he has to go for the follow-up shots, they only take walk-ins, no appointments. So he has to show up, walk in, and it's triaged just like they do. It's not as you first come, first serve. They do just like they do for the emergency room. So if somebody comes in and they're sicker than Scott, they'll see them before they give him his shot. And thankfully, the next few shots will be just in his arm. And she shouldn't be protective of the babies. The babies are weaned. She's not nursing them anymore. She's just a bitch. I'm sorry. She's just evil. I just can't. Wow. Anyway. That's what happened yesterday. We're still working on how to make sure Scott's completely taken care of. I was going to share this little gnome, which I had a blast making. I'm going to make quite a few more because I'm the oldest of 6. So I have 5 siblings younger than me. So anyway, I think he looks really ZZ Top-ish, don't you? So anyway, I'm going to move on from the cat drama and set him over there. I want to share the envelopes I made last time. I've done a little bit more on them, and I didn't film it, and I came across something. If you remember, these were flat when I was decorating them. Yeah. She does not come inside. Yeah, I know, Rose. That's my whole thinking. If I can just catch her and get rid of her, my cats will set the zone for how they should behave. And I can almost pet one of them. But as long as she's still here and she kind of growls at them if they try to get close, there's just no hope. So I've got to get her out of here. But anyway, these were open flat when I was decorating them. And then when I put them together, I noticed I did need to color the little flaps, if you remember. I was not going to worry about it, but apparently I needed to. So the next ones I do, I'll remember to turn the little flaps out so they get decorated too. So this was the envelope I did. And then I added Merry Christmas, and the snowflakes are dies. They're a little sticky, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to not cover the area where the postage goes or the addresses, but I'm going to put a clear coat on everything else. And that's how mine get that shiny, funky feeling on the envelopes when I mail them. So that one said Merry Christmas. And let's see, this one and this one, I used those circular rubber things. I don't have them here. But then I went back with a white Posca pen, like this. The white Posca pen. And I just went around them, and then I used a silver jelly roll, which I don't think I have right close by. Maybe I do. Like this, to do the bulb cap. And then I used glitter glue and just did little dots of glitter glue in the little windows. And I used the Posca pen to put 3 little dots around. And I've painted where the addresses go, and I put jelly roll stitch lines around them. So there's that one. I didn't do anything on the back. I guess I could add at least some of the white dots. And then on this one I did like, it looks like lights are hanging down with the dots. So we might do that real quick. Yeah, the gold really shows up cool. Shake this a little bit, and then I'll just do some dots down. Maybe I did the ones on the front with paint. If I'm remembering right now, I did. I used a paint, because this is not as big a... yeah, that was done with paint. But anyway, I can do this with this too. If I hold it still a little bit longer, it'll be bigger. And I know Melissa's daughter-in-law is on live right now, so some people might be over there watching her too. I don't know what she was going to do tonight, but it was just a big fiasco earlier, and there was no way I was going to get on at 3 o'clock today. So I said, well, I'll just go on later, and then, you know, maybe more people can show up. I hate going on too late, because then the folks over in UK are having to stay up all night just to watch me, and I don't think that's I don't think that's something people would focus on, but they might. I don't know. Aristi shows up every once in a while. Yeah, I'd like to do, if I had some papers and stuff to give away, I would just put them in these envelopes and mail them off. Oh, my stomach's making growly noises. I ate dinner. I don't know why it's fussing, but I guess I didn't eat enough. So, anyway, it's been a crazy week for us. It's just, I'm hoping my mom and dad can come tomorrow, but I don't know. Tomorrow's the day my mom hangs out with my Aunt Marty, and Aunt Marty might want to come over and visit me if she doesn't have, you know, a whole bunch of errands that she needs Mom and Dad. She doesn't drive anymore, so she waits on Thursdays. My mom and Dad take her shopping, and Aunt Marty just got back from visiting her son up in, I think, Pennsylvania. She rode the train up there. So anyway, that's what I would do, just to add. We're getting there. Scott went to work today, and he ended up having to drive back up here. We've burnt so much gas, and it costs so much. He had to drive back up here, which is a 30-minute drive from his work, because he forgot the antibiotics that he needed. He's supposed to take them every 6 hours. He's taking one that we've never for either. So, ever since he had diverticulitis, not diverticulitis, he had, enterocolitis from being on too many antibiotics in a row. He was on three antibiotic terms. So for 30 days he was on antibiotics one time, and he got enterocolitis, and that was scary. Very, very scary. Just when you think, your husband's getting on your every last nerve, something happens to bring you back in line if you're paying attention. When our son was young, we were young and stupid, and I was getting upset with Scott, and then it was like the universe spoke, and a car rolled down and pinned Scott's arm, and he got blood poisoning. So it was like, something spoke and said, look, you married him, and you need to stick with him. So that's why we're still together, because I listen when I'm spoken to. So yeah, every time something is not going quite right with us, something bad happens, and I've been in an ill temper with him. It's hard to believe, but I was in an ill temper with him, and then that cat lit into him, so I need to treat him better. Just don't take each other for granted. You just don't know. That's for sure. This pen's not doing as good as it usually does. The second shift business it's getting better. I'm getting to where I have food prepared on time and stuff. I need to just cook an evening meal whether he's here or not, so he'll have lunch for the next day, and because he carries his lunch. We can't afford to have him eat out all the time. This one was fun to do because I just put blue painter's tape down. Excuse me. Everywhere it's manila still is where I put the painter's tape down, and then when I peeled it up, this just turned out so cool. I want to make some more envelopes like this. And I just used paint and stencils, and that's how I got that look. And again, I need to do the little flap because you see it doesn't have anything on the little flap. Do you know what? I found a whole box of never been used envelopes with windows, and that thing must have been 20 inches deep, and they were all this size. And I almost bought them, and then I said, I don't know what I would do with the ones with the windows, but I guess I could be real careful about putting the address in. Yeah. You when you take those vows, you take in vows that say for better or worse, and there will be worse. And you can't just throw in the towel. That's what I told Scott. I said, we can't throw in. We promised we wouldn't, that we'd be there for each other. So, I don't know. I just was in a foul mood the last couple days. Just get like that sometimes. Yeah, we're getting used to second shift if the world around would let us, sleep. Because they still want to start calling, like they'll call the cottage number, which is only, the cottage phone is only from my sister-in-law's fax machine. But the fax machine doesn't always catch the calls before the phone has rang and woke us up. So yeah, I just want it to like chill out. So yeah, I just added a little bit. And on this one, I'll put a label or something here with the addresses on it. And yeah, so I'm going to try not to mark up too much of that envelope. Hi, Patricia. Hi, Nana's Place. Hi, Azure Muse. How are you? Oh, and the reason I don't have a bandage on this right now is I'm trying to let some air get to it. After my bath, I will bandage it back up so that the blanket and stuff's not rubbing on it. Before I came on, I was just goofing around, and I don't know if anybody else watches Miriam's Small Art. I was watching, she just got her 100,000 YouTube button, which I thought was really cool. I love to watch and listen to her talk, and she did Christmas cards with watercolor. Just whatever watercolor you have. She used some cheap kids watercolors. She used some stuff that somebody sent her from Michael's. She's overseas, but somebody over here sent her some of the paints, and I thought I would give a hand at it. And so I did this before I came on, and I just used that heart stencil that I got at the Goodwill. Let me pull it over here. I keep bumping the table and it makes y'all rock and roll. But this old Creative Keepsakes or Creative Memories, and I just traced this heart out real light with a pencil, and then I used the watercolor to just kind of make the leaves and the berries and the bow, and then I went around it with black, what are they called? I don't remember what they're called. Oh, she is just Marta. Marta is, her channel is Miriam Small Art. I'll put a link to her channel in my description box when this comes back up. Let me grab a piece of paper so I can remember what links I need to add. I got to remember I dumped rice too. That was a pain in the neck. Oh well. All right. So I need to provide y'all with links after this goes up to Marta's channel. She's awesome. She has over 100,000 subscribers. She just got her 100,000 subscriber, YouTube button, and she's just the sweetest girl, and she's expecting her second baby. I think she said she's 6 months pregnant right now. She's just so sweet, and I love to watch her, but she was doing the really simple watercolor stuff, and she's just learning watercolors too. Hi, Joanne. How are you? What did I say I was going to... Oh, the gnome tutorials that I watched that I wanted y'all to be able to see. And for those that just came in, this is the little gnome I made. And he's made out of Dollar Tree socks and rice and yarn. So easy to make. The beard takes a long time because that's eyelash yarn that I've just glued down with it, all the lashes pointing down. That took me about an hour to do that. And I just love how he turns out. I'm going to make at least a total of 6. I might make more. We'll see. We'll see how involved it gets. So, the gnome tutorials. Oh, hold on, guys. Howie's at the door. Come on, mister. Yes, dear. Go lay down or go get supper. All right, hopefully we won't end up with a cat in the middle. She is awesome. She does. She is so sweet. And I love to watch her videos. That's Marta at Miriam Small Art. She was on with her little girl to open the button too. That was cute. But anyway, so those are what I'm going to add to that. If I said I was going to add anything else, y'all have to remind me and I'll add it to my list to add. So, but the watercolors I use, some of my watercolors are the metallic ones, and she said that she didn't have any. So hopefully someone will send her some, and if not, I might contact her and send her some of the metallic watercolors. I love them. I think they're a blast to play with. So I did that one. And then I did the star on there. I don't know what happened there, but I'm not going to worry about it too much. I think I got too much water is what happened right there. But I just watercolored it. And I'll put a stencil on these. And not a stencil, sentiment. Man, my brain is checked out. So that one's that one. And I doodled around the edge. And I did Posca pen with dots. I don't know if y'all can see the dots on there. There's just little dots here and there. I like to do that. I think it looks cute. Thank you, Patricia. So I did those two. And they're pretty much done except for needing a sentiment. And then this one, I don't know. You know, you always have some that look like duds. And I don't know. I might try to fix this one with some pens of some sort. Let's see. I've got this one, that one. I used to have a brown in this, but I guess I don't anymore. And I did all of this on watercolor paper, so I don't know. I don't know if I can do... Yeah, it's not going to show on there. Or is it? I don't know. Well, I just feel bad because I kind of ran off the end. I don't know. I might just leave it for now and think on it. I was going to do some more to it, but I think I'm going to hold off and let my brain think on it overnight. So I did this one, and I like how it turned out. It's just... I want to add some definition, so I've got this dark green glitter pen, and I was just gonna just add some little doodly lines with the dark green pen. And I wish I had a brown one, but I'm just going to do that for the snow. Yeah, is anybody else making something tonight, or are you just sitting and watching me do? The other thing I thought about doing is on this one, I might add rhinestones. And then I'll mat this on like a colored cardstock and put it on a card. Has everybody sent their Christmas cards out already? How about that question? Rose, what are you working on? And I'll try to quit bonking this stupid chair. Tippy, what's the matter, bud? I think he wanted to go out. Do you want to go out? There's a little red ribbon. Bling it up, eh? Well, I've got these. Woohoo! I got the great big jar of them at Hobby Lobby. So I figure we'll just get some of these out and I'll glue them down. I've got tacky glue here. Oh, Stamp Girl says she's in a slump. That I have a hard time believing. You in a slump? I think that's the smallest ones in here. So, let's see. Do I have, I know what I can get. Hang on. I haven't even addressed one card yet. Only one of my sisters sends out cards. I have 3 sisters and I get one card, and then one sister-in-law sends out cards and the other one doesn't. So I get 2 cards for the 5 I mail out. Oh well, it's about giving, not receiving, right? I have some, somewhere I have some stars. You're doing a dresser or repurposed drawers? That one's bigger, isn't it? This one's bigger than those other ones. This is not as easy as it looks. Green is so hard to see on when you're doing a tree. No, buddy. Stay down. Hi, Linda McAllister. I see you called me a nut on Facebook. I was bored at the hospital. That's why I got the ho. What are they called? Filters. I was so bored. We were there for 6 hours, you guys. What are you doing, Tippy? Quit. Quit. Now he's messing in the right pile of rice on the floor. Awesome. I think he's going to try to eat it. I don't guess it'll hurt him. Yeah, I was telling everybody earlier that we tried to catch that stray mother cat and she bit Scott, so he's having to have rabies shots, rabies vaccines. And last night, we were there for 6 hours and he had 7 vials of the stuff put in him. 2 in his arm, and the rest of them were put in his hand. hands because she bit him in both hands. The evil demon cat from hell. His poor hands are so swollen, you guys. I told him, I said, we're not going to the house this weekend. He said, oh, we'll see. I was like, no, we're not going to the house. You need to, like, not do anything until you get healed up. And my parents are going to try to bring me a live trap so I can catch her and turn her in at the slammer for bad cats. Uh-oh. I wish there was some yellow ones in the smaller size. We might have to just use some of the bigger ones here and there that are in the yellow because I don't think I have any yellow or the purple in the smaller size. So the yellow and purple might have to be larger sized. Tippy ate like 3 pieces of that dry rice I dumped on the floor and then walked away. I don't guess it's what he thought it was going to be. I got lots of little pink beads. And I have one of those tools to pick them up. Eating dry rice kills birds. That's not good. I don't think he liked it anyway. He left. He's a cat, so. Oh, look, turquoise. That's just too big for this little tree. Too big. Oh, okay. I do that too sometimes. Sitting there watching a video, and next thing I know, it's 30 minutes later and y'all have moved on to something else. Oh. I'll have to watch that, Nana. Yeah, I've got that thing. What's it called? Let's see. A pick-me-up. I've got one of these jibber jobbers. Except mine's got a big old glob on the end of it. I don't know if it's supposed to be that big or what. Let's see. I need a scrap of paper to put some glue on. I'll just use this. I got this big old thing of rhinestones at Hobby Lobby, and I used my coupon. I think I paid 40% off, $17 for it, but it's going to be like a lifetime supply. It'll take me forever to use all these up. So, yep, alien goo. That's what I got here. Uh-oh. See, this stuff doesn't stick. On the beads is... Do I need to like pull that off and start fresh or something? Is that why it's not doing? I don't know. Now I'm getting glue everywhere. Ugh. See, and now that stuff is on there. I'm not doing too good. So Linda, what time is it there in New Zealand? Is it like 2 o'clock in the morning? Scott and I have been watching Longmire final season on Netflix when he gets home from work. I think tonight he's going to want to just go straight to bed. It's been a ordeal and a half, put it that way. I think there's a hair or something on there. Oh, that's cool. We were talking about how the writing has gotten a little bit lame here this season. Like that maybe they needed to, if they're going to continue in any way, they need to, I don't know, get a better writer back in or get somebody that's more interested in the storyline again. I don't know. Sometimes a story will just go so flat and it just doesn't seem like they're getting it back. We're still enjoying watching it. It's just, it's not quite as good as the first few seasons were. And plus, I think the actors all get kind of tired of doing it too. Are those too big for it? Let's see. Those are really big. Yeah, these men, they like to eat for some reason. But that's all right. Well, I'll stick this purple one on here. Got the front door open because it's like 70 something degrees here tonight. See, the computer says it's actually, let's see. I've got both temperatures up here. Let's see. Down in Columbia, it's 55 degrees. And up here it's 61 degrees. So it is warmer north of where our house is. I'm in South Carolina, the upstate to South Carolina. Last night, though, at the hospital, we about froze to death. I mean, we got in the car. We didn't even take a jacket because it was kind of nice yesterday. It was in the 60s. So we didn't have jackets, sweaters, nothing with us. And, you know, in the hospital, they keep it cool to prevent germs from growing. Because if you keep your house and your facility too warm, that's perfect environment for nasties to grow. Scott and I have decided that's the best way to keep a kid in bed. Get the house cold. They won't get out from under their covers. Be wandering around. And your children won't be as sick as much either if you keep your house a little cooler. I know growing up in upstate New York, I didn't get out of bed for any reason once it was bedtime. Because we had a wood stove and, you know, it was set for the night, and then you just went to bed, and then in the morning you stirred the coals and added some fresh wood. It wasn't warm when you got up either. Luckily, my grandma would get up before me, and she would stir the coals and get the house warm before she would wake me up for school. Until I got older, of course, then I had to go get wood in and feed the animals and chores had to be done. And I had a horse I had to feed before school, that kind of stuff. Hi, Brenda. -3, Mary. Brr. That one's too big. Let's dig around in here again and see if I can come up with another of the gold in this size, maybe. I'm not being very neat about this. Let's get some more big ones. There's those. There's another purple. Well, that's the thing. When you're trying to dig things out of a bin like this, you go to reach for one and it falls to the ground, down into the bottom. I really want to use those turquoise ones though, but they're just too big. They don't come in a smaller size. Wish I could get. Let's see here. Yeah, Mary's up in the Great White North where it's really cold. Scott finds he watches, most of the YouTubers that Scott watches are in Canada, upstate New York, or Michigan. He's got one fella, well, he's got a couple that live in Australia that he likes to watch that do vintage electronics repair, or there's one guy, he does nothing but vintage mixers and stuff. Oh, and there's a young lady that contacted us and wanted to know if Scott would look at a mixer for her, and he said he would, but he hasn't heard back from her. He sent her his email, or left it in a comment, I think. So maybe she'll get back to him. He likes to work on things like that and restore them to where they look brand new. It needs something up there, another small one. I bet there's no germs at -3. Let's see. The pokey thing's trying to get away. What is this one here? Another red one. Oh, come on. So... been watching Star Trek Voyager this evening while I was waiting to come on here, and I was playing about with stuff. Okay, enjoy your dinner, Nana. Isn't that funny? Call you Nana and everybody calls me Auntie. Got to talk to my twin little niece and nephew on the phone. They said, hi, hi. And then got shy and got off the phone. I was talking with my mom about getting that trap for that stupid cat. So I'll set this aside and let that dry. But before I do, I think I'm going to get some, let me get a white paint thing out. Hang on. We'll add some snow to this tree. If I have some stuff. I think Tippy's put himself to bed. I think he's in there on our bed sleeping. Hi, Kashaz. How are you? I love Star Trek, Star Wars, all that starry stuff. Add little bits of snow here. I was watching a video earlier today and it was nothing but cakes being made. She made a bunch of unicorn cakes and all kinds of stuff. It was really cool. Uh-oh. Oh well. There's snow on that light bulb. Oh well. There we go. Oh, I kind of like it now. We could put the red bow on top, or I can dig in my stash and see if I can find a yellow star. But I'm going to let this dry before I do that. Yeah, I was having trouble staying on to watch a video a couple weeks ago too. It didn't matter what I did. Yes, I like to get the house nice and cold at night. Now, if it turns around and gets hot again, we're messed up because we've covered the air conditioners with the plastic shower curtain already. But I don't think it's going to get hot enough to need the air conditioner. So we'll set that aside. And all I used was some Scribbles 3D fabric paint. It's made for t-shirts, but it'll work on paper. So if you find it on clearance, just get it and use it on your paper. That's what I do. So I don't know what else to do. What do y'all want to do? Oh, goodness. I've only been on about an hour and a half. No, about an hour is all. Yeah, it got up in the 70s here, 70 degrees Fahrenheit. An envelope, or are you too tired? Well, we could do another envelope. I just don't have all those products pulled out or anything. Let's see. I could show you how to do the gnome, but I'm not going to make his beard right now. Hi, Ruth. How are you? So glad you could make it. I could show how to do his body minus the beard, and because the beard takes a long time. Oh, I remember CSI Miami. My boss I had at Joann's when I worked there, he said that it was the worst out of all the CSIs. He didn't understand why anybody could watch it. And I was like, well, I watch all of the CSIs. I love them all. But nobody will ever beat Grisham. That's all there is to it. So do y'all want to see how I put him together? I mean, it's pretty easy. We're doing okay, Ruth. I was telling everybody earlier we got in a conflict with the stray mother cat. I was going to try to catch her and take her off because she's so mean to my cats, and she bit Scott. So now Scott's having to go through rabies vaccination. So it's no fun for him. So let me see if I can move this rice and not. I'm going to set it down in my trash can. We don't eat rice anymore because it runs our blood sugar up so high. But so if it spills, it spills. It's just, I'm just using it for stuffing. This is what I use for that gnome's beard. And I'll just simply show you what I did. Let me see. I kind of cut a beard shape. And this is, I'm not going to show this on here because we'll be here all night doing nothing but this because it took a long time. You work it until the yarn lays nice and flat. You put a strip of glue across, and then you put a section of this down and glue it in, and then just snip it off where your piece of felt ends. Then you take that and you go up just above it and add another layer and another layer and another layer until you're stacking them one on top of the other of the base thread. And by the time you get to the top, then his beard will look like this. But like I said, it takes quite a while because you see how thin that is, and you have to like stack it. And you put a little glue down. Put some of this down, cut it free, move your tail over, and just glue it in layers. And that's how I got his beard. Now I do also have some, if I can remember where I put it, some brown, but he wouldn't look very Christmassy with a brown beard, do you think? I don't know. But that's how I made the beard, but I'll do everything except the beard. So I already have. And these are actually a child-sized socks. And I got these cheap at Dollar Tree. And what you do is right where the heel, there, you cut straight across. And you save the top for another project. You save this for another project. And you're just going to shove rice in here. Somewhere I've got a measuring cup. And this is 1/3 of a cup measuring cup. And the only reason I got one so small is because it's a child's sock. Yeah, see, my cats are all vaccinated for rabies. And, but it's a really dangerous thing here. I just kind of tap it down. I'll just keep adding until I get it all up to the top. Uh-oh. I'm going to have rice everywhere, you guys. So, Ruth, what time is it there? Is it It's probably already tomorrow there, isn't it? It's probably already Thursday. You want to leave enough room. I might have too much in there, but you can. Yeah, I've got too much in. I'm going to have to scoop a little bit out. You want to be able to have a little bit of a top here. Maybe not. I like my gnomes pudgy, so I'm going to pack it down in there a little bit. Stretch that sock out. Let me see how tall I made him. Well, that's about right. I might try to get just a little bit more. Oh, 95 degrees. I'm not missing the 95 business. All right. And then what I did is, these are just little, these are by Goodies. They're just little teeny rubber bands. And I just got black because it's not going to show anywhere. And they're like a third of the price of the other ones. You can get clear ones, but nobody's going to see this anyway. And I'm just going to hold this shut with this. And then, because, you know, rubber bands will degrade, the lady that I watched, I can't remember her channel right this minute, she took some twine and tied it off. What did I do with that roll of twine? I just had that roll of twine. I'm losing my gourd. Oh, there it is. It fell out when the rice fell out. I think I got a piece cut. That kind of hurt on that. Try not to pull on that finger again. I guess I should have bandaged it up before I started crafting, but all right. So I got that all tied off. And I'm going to leave the rubber band on there. You just want to make sure you've got it tied close because it's got rice in it. And if, you know, child grabs it, it could be all over. I mean, they're literally all over. Could be rice and everything. Okay. Then I'm going to make this one with it. This is my fabric scissors. Don't cut anything non-fabric with them, or they'll be messed up. Gotta move the rice because now I'm putting trash in the rice. Alright, you can use whatever, you know, pattern sock you want if you want his body, because see, on this guy I used a red sock with a white toe and then a solid, or see, you could use the solid on the bottom and then do the stripe on the top. So do we want to do the stripe for his, to cover his body, and then I've got solid black, or do we want to do his body black and then have his hat striped? What do y'all want me to do? Because I'm going to do a mixture of them anyway. Hat striped, so body in the black. Okay. You're going to do the same thing as we did for the underbody, I guess. And you just, now these are adult size socks, and I didn't have any problem with them being different. And you're just going to cut across the heel to the ankle again, and you'll do the same for the hat. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut so that I don't get this heel piece here. Now, you know, you could take this and take a running stitch and make another hat out of this if you wanted to. So there's a hat, a body, and we're going to need hot glue. So give me a second. Let me grab my hot glue gun. I hadn't planned to do this, so I don't have it over here and plugged in, but it'll only take me a second to grab it. What did I do with it? Let me put these jelly rolls away. All right. It'll take this glue gun a second to get heated up. Not too long. So we're going to do a striped hat. So then you just take this and you shove your sock down inside. Oh, Mary, you want to be different, huh? See, I don't think I stuffed that sock as full as I did the other one. I may have left the sock a little bit longer. When the glue gun gets hot, I'll just leave that. It'll make his beard stick out more. I could trim some more off. I might do that. You just want to have it so that this is open a little bit, because you're going to put his nose here, and then you're going to attach his beard, and then the hat will come down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hot glue this up here on this. There we go. All right, while that hot glue gets hot, we'll make his nose up. What did I do with the... Y'all, I am so disjointed. There it is. So you just want a little piece of like pantyhose. Oh. And a little teeny ball of polyfill. And I'm just going to ball it up. I almost feel like the first one I made needs a nose job. I think his nose is too big for his face. But it's character, right? And you just make a little ball up, stretch it. And I'm going to get another rubber band. And I'm going to do the twine thing with this one too. And just make him a little nose. Let's see if, see that? Yeah, I think that's going to be fine. Put that aside. And before I trim this away, I'm going to take just a piece of twine. Because you know, the like I said earlier, the rubber band will rot over time. It'll dry rot. And I think this twine I'm using is actually for when you tie your hen up to bake it. I think that's what this is. What is that called? Baker's twine? And then I'm just going to trim some of this away. Not too close to that rubber band because I don't want to have it work free. And then I'll just glue it on the front. Might actually tuck its tail down under there. I think I'll do that because that might actually make it lay better than that first one did. And then just bring the shirt up to cover everything on the top. Each one's going to turn out a little bit different. So I'm going to see about putting his nose right in the center of his face, which the only face part you're going to see is his nose anyway. Just let that cool off a little bit. What did Rose say? Yeah, you could do a snowman like this and just get white socks. The only reason I'm doing the double layer is so that rice doesn't go anywhere. But if you had the white fluffy sock, that would be adorable. All right. His beard's going to come up under here too. Eventually, when I get a beard made. And then I'm just running some glue, just enough to hold the sock so it doesn't come apart. And just be careful you don't burn yourself because that glue gets hot. Of course, we all know about hot glue, I'm sure. And I got these socks at the dollar store, so they're not anything real expensive, that's for sure. And you want to put his beard on before you add the hat, in case you need to, tuck to hide some of his beard issues that are under his nose. This one's reminding me, I don't know if y'all remember this, and I don't know if it was seen anywhere except in the U.S., Captain Caveman. Kind of looks like Captain Caveman. Right, and I'll show you with his hat on, but he needs his beard attached before you put his hat on permanently with the glue. Once his beard is on, then I'll put his hat on. And I'll just put a little tack of glue by his nose and then down around, just to hold his hat in place. Now I have brown fur. I could make That's true, Ruth. So that's how you do him. It's so easy. And if you make a snowman, Ruth, I'd love to see it. Or, oh, gosh. Rose, if you guys make snowmen, let me know. I just think they turn out so cute. And when I get a beard made up, I'll add a beard and then glue his hat in position. So, they'll be quite the motley crew here. Here's the one with his beard, and here's the one waiting for his beard. They're so cute. Hi, Teresa. How are you? I think they're adorable. And I've got the beard shapes cut out already. It's just it takes me so long to put that eyelash trim on. Now I said I had some beards cut out. Here we go. And I just kind of eyeballed the beard. So this beard will go under his nose like that and around. But once I get the eyelash trim on, it'll look like that. It just takes a little bit of time to do. And I just love how it looks. If I could find that brown fur, I'd just hold it up and see if y'all would think he'd look okay with brown. But the white fur makes me think of Santa Claus. Hang on just a sec. I think the brown, though, needs to be used on one I do earthy tones. See, here's the brown fur. Let's see, I could cut one and give him a brown beard. Do you think he'd look okay with a brown beard? I think he needs a white beard, don't he? Yeah, I think so too. I think I need to do... Now, if he was a rustic woodsman gnome, like have kind of a pine green body and a mushroom type top. But I brought this home from the other house. Do y'all know how to cut fur and not have it make a huge mess? You take like your pattern and you mark it out, all those places, and then you don't use scissors. You use like an X-Acto knife and you cut just the backing. You don't cut through the fur, you cut just this backing material. That way you end up with all this long, funky fur doing its thing and not have places where it looks like it's been chopped. So anyway, that's how I made the gnomes. And I'll put the links to the 2 tutorials I watched before I decided this was what I was going to make my siblings for Christmas. And my mom said, "Oh, I want one." So I've got to make at least one for Mom too. So I'll put them back there behind the computer and they can be partying. And I guess we can do an envelope if you guys want to. I just got to move the computer back just a little bit. Pick up my mess off the floor. And try not to dump the rice again. I'll have to get a broom to clean that mess up. Put the fabric scissors back in there. All right, what size envelope do y'all want to do? A big one or just like we did last time? And if you want to play along, go grab an envelope and we'll do it together. Okay, we don't need the glue gun for this. Big one? Okay. And I'm not too worried about getting stuff on this table because this table is so cool. It cleans right up. I think this is from like the 1950s. I've got some glue on here, but all I gotta do is take a razor and it slides right up. All right. Let me pull my card over here. I love my Harbor Freight red cart. It's got everything on it. And guess what's on top? A great big envelope. If I can get it to come off. There you go. It's a huge envelope. And I think what I'm going to do, I think I'm I'm going to try to take this thing apart real careful so we can just do it as one big flat piece. I wonder if we can do that real careful. I don't know if I can get this one apart. No, I don't think so. In fact, I think I'm going to just glue it better. Anything that was made in the 50s or 60s was made, or earlier, was made better than anything you'll buy now. That stuff that we're seeing in the stores now, it's just garbage. I mean, 2 seconds after you get it home, the leg falls off, you know? It's just horrible quality. Scott and I have gotten to where I bought him a cabinet saw. He can make anything that we could want. I told him, I said, you know, when we get a house that's our house, and we're not living in somebody else's cottage, and we're not trying to sell a house, or get one ready to sell, I want him to build us a bed. A queen-size bed. Quite frankly, we've gotten too round to share a full-size bed. All right, what theme do we want to do? We want to do a Christmas theme on this envelope? Well, go get you a couple, Ruth. We're going to pick out some colors. Do we want to do a Christmas theme, a winter theme? Snowmen. We can do snowmen. So we need some blues, right? We want to do a bluish background. That would be cool. So grab some blues that look wintry to you. Let's see. I've got a lot of Caribbean colored blues, y'all. This one's kind of this one. I like bright blue, apparently. I've got lots of it. All right, I've got, that might look black, but that's navy. So I've got navy blue, and this one's an old apple barrel, light blue. This is a bright blue, and this is a true blue that's never been opened, so we need to get it open. And snowflakes, and glitter snow. Well, we just got to let's get our background colors on first. And what I do is, I just take like a makeup sponge, or, where is one of those things? All right, I said I wasn't going to worry about the table because it would clean up well, but I've got a piece of brown paper right here, so we'll just use it. Sorry, it's already messed up a little bit, but we're just going to make more of a mess, so it'll be all right. We might be up all night working on this. Scott might come in. We'll still be working on stuff. Sorry, I'm shifting and shaking. All right, so I've got, this is a Bondo spreader for automotive. My setup's not really conducive right now. Oh, who's going nighty-night? Okay, Annie, nighty-night. Maybe next time I'll get on earlier so that you can watch. I usually go on at 3 o'clock on Wednesdays, but with the fiasco with the cat issue yesterday, it just didn't happen. I didn't have my ducks in a row, so to speak. So, anyway, you can use a Bondo spreader, a credit card, a makeup sponge, whatever you want to get color down on your envelope. And it looks like I'm making a horrendous mess. I'm going to make a horrendous mess, but don't worry, it gets better over time. So I'm going to add this navy blue. Boy, that's dark. And I'm spreading it so thin that I'm just going to go ahead and do the back at the same time here at the beginning. Farther down in the process, I might have to move around. Uh-oh. And you do have to kind of watch when you're doing a large envelope. The moisture from the paint and stuff will activate the adhesive on the envelope. So it might stick down to whatever you have down. It's not a big problem if you've got one of those nonstick mats, but I have just brown paper. So, all right, I'm going to move on to True Blue, which is just True Blue. And the main reason I'm going like this is because we'll add white and stuff on top of it, and this will get pushed to the background anyway. So I'm really surprised we haven't had a feline up here in the middle of everything. There are all three of them in here, but they're out for the night, I think. They stay gone pretty much all day on me anymore because the mean one's here. Scott might come in and say, "You're still on?" Oh, somebody else is going nighty-night. Ruth has got coffee and biscuit. She's good to go. I got a little bit too much of that blue. But I'm not going to worry about it because it'll be all good in the long run. And this stage is all about layering anyway. I'll scoop some of this up. And the thinner you spread it in the layers, the faster it'll dry. Let's see, that's got a bunch of crud in it. Let's wipe that off to the side. Let's see. That was the light blue. Uh-oh. My phone was beeping. Sorry, you guys. I told my son that I would be going live on YouTube, not to try to call me. Aristy, we're doing another envelope, and everybody wants a snowflake and snowman theme, so I'm making a messy background to get us started. Just spreading paint. Didn't cover that all the way. I got too much. My favorite thing to use is this Bondo spreader. But a credit card works just as good. Yeah, Aristi, were your ears burning? That's what my grandmother would say. We were just talking about you. Were your ears burning? We were just saying you usually show up. You're one of my night owl, overseas night owls that shows up. And I'm sorry I didn't get on earlier. It was just a fiasco. And yesterday was spent we spent 6 hours at the hospital trying to get Scott his first round of rabies shots because he got bit by that stray cat that we've been feeding, that we tried to catch her yesterday to take her to the shelter because I'm sick of her being mean to my cats. So, all right. I know it doesn't look great right now, but it'll get there. And you can see, right here, you can still kind of see the manila envelope part. And I'd like for that to be not there quite so definite. So I'm going to add just a little bit more of the bright blue just to kind of go over this. I don't have any kind of snow themed stencils. So I'm trying to think. Hi Mary, how are you? Yeah, I'm just going to do a snow-themed envelope, and I just got some color on here. And I was just saying, I don't really have a snow-themed stencil. I'm trying to think of what I have that I could use. I'd like for this to stay, I got it kind of open. Oh, that's not helping. Open like this so some air can get. It's a huge envelope. It's the biggest one. What is that? Let's see. This is a 10 by, but it's 10 by 13. A 10 by 13 envelope. Because Rose said she wanted to see a big envelope. So we're doing a big envelope. Let me quickly grab something to stencil here. Oops. All right. This is kind of cool. We'll just do some dots. And do we want to do metallic dots? It's inches. I don't know if I have a blue. I don't have a blue, I don't have blue or silver. Wait a minute. I've got golden. I've got color shift paint in this turquoise. That's what I'll do. And I'll do some gold. I wish I had silver. I have no silver in all of my paints. None. I can't believe I don't have any. Now I might have some shimmer sprays that I could do next. But let's put this, I love this Color Shift paint. I have to get more of this stuff. It's amazing. I'll get some on this. See how it does? It shifts between kind of a green and a blue. It might be perfect for a snowy scene. And if I'm bouncing the table, I'm so sorry. So yeah, Scott's got to go for 3 more boosters on the rabies vaccine. And this whole situation has turned me off of rescuing any more animals on our own. You know, I hate it. And Scott's usually really great with animals and can handle them and everything. But this has just been a horrible 24 hours. And my poor husband's hands look horrible. Not as bad as they did last night after they shot him full of that stuff. Hemoglobin or whatever it is they have to put in before they can start the regular shots. I don't know. I told him, I said, it sounds just like the stuff I had to have because I'm Rh negative and Scott's Rh positive, so I had to have those shots when I was pregnant. Another reason we only have one child is getting him here was a lot of work. And I determined I didn't have the patience for any more than one. I like to borrow my nieces and nephews to pretend I have more children every once in a while, but then I send them home. We love to get Abby and treat her special because she's kind of overrun with siblings, and she's always been Scott's favorite in the nieces and nephews, I think. He sneaks and puts more money in her piggy bank jar at my mom's house. She has a piggy bank jar at mom's, and Scott always sneaks her more money. I said, if the other kids ever find out, you're in big trouble, mister. So I don't know if you can see it or not. He got bit by the feral cat, and it's required that he gets a rabies vaccination. And he actually had to talk to DHEC, which is the Department of Health and Environmental Control, today. The cat does not seem ill, but if she's a carrier, even, he could be in trouble. So he's just getting them. Yeah, but she really lit into him, though. We were trying to catch her and put her in her box. And I think she bit him all the way to the bone on both of his thumbs. His hands were, oh my gosh, so swollen. They're still swollen. I had to help him get dressed. So I told him, I said, I hope you don't have to go to the bathroom at work because you'll never get out of your pants to go. Poor guy. I just feel so bad for him. So that's the Color Shift paint. And like I said, I want one of every color. So I've actually put it on my list for Scott to get me some more. I've got the black and this turquoisey. It's actually called, what is this color called? I used to know where to look on every color. Acrylic paint, metallic, gloss finish, aqua flash, turquoise brilliant, Destelia Aquamarina. Alright, hopefully that's dry enough that I'm not going to have it stick. We'll do some on the front. I need some more paint. We were going to do a video together yesterday because Sunday we ended up not doing any of the yard work we were supposed to. And went thrifting again, and we bought some notebooks for 50 cents each and some ink for the printer. Scott thought he had found a deal, and he was going to tell you how sometimes that deal that you find turns out to be a dud, because he got couple double packs of ink that fit our printer for like $6, but it turns out it was so old and dry that it hardly prints. So he feels, lesson learned for him. What looks like a good deal sometimes is not. And what I had planned to do, if I'd had more time to put things together, is I was just going to decorate the covers on those, what are they called? What are the notebooks we call? Composition books. I got 4 of them for 50 cents each at Goodwill. And I know, you know, after school begins, you can get them even cheaper. Sometimes I can pick them up for $0.25 sometimes for those composition notebooks. But yeah, we can make it through all these shots he's got to get. I wish I had a stencil that did snowflakes. Wouldn't that be cool? I might have to do like Amy Eljon does and makes my own. I don't have one of those scan and cut things, so I'd have to hand cut it. Oh, I've got to scroll back up. Y'all are chit-chatting. And I've been chatting, looking at my paper. I hadn't been chatting with y'all. It's hard to follow the chat when you get involved in a project. So, let's see if we've stuck. Not too bad. Alright, so there's those dots. I really wish I had some way to hold this up off from here for just a minute while I look for something else. Let's see. Can I make this stand just up a little bit? There we go. And since I learned about the whole use Murphy's oil, I'm not so concerned about immediately cleaning my stencils. The Murphy's oil soap's supposed to help with that. Let's see here. Oh, I just found something that might work that would be fun for snowy look. It's a Crafter's Workshop 12 by 12 stencil, but you know, you don't have to use it as a 12 by 12. And this is a curl frame. And I got it for $2.99. And I'm not keeping the wrapping. Once it's open, I'm done with the wrapper. I don't have room to store all that stuff. Okay, so if I do this here, it kind of looks like the wind blowing, doesn't it? Should I do it in like baby blue? Or what color should I do it? Baby blue, white? Oh, Aristy, I see you're not feeling good. I'm sorry. Murphy's Oil soap is a soap, and it's really made for wood. White. Flurries of snow. Okay, I'll get the white out here in just a sec. And it actually will get the paint that's stuck on to release from your stencils or your paint brushes. So I've got some of it, and I'm going to just fill up a bin tomorrow and just dump all my stencils in it and take a little time and clean them up. All right, so we got some white paint, and I got the makeup sponges there. And I've got just a little bit of that Color Shift paint left on here. I'm just going to mix the white so it picks up just a little bit of the color shift paint too. I know that might sound weird, but it will actually look pretty cool. I'm going to just put, we could actually do a frame if I wanted to. Of course, I stuck my finger in the paint. Should have tapped it off that time. I got too much paint on my sponge. Oh well. That looks kind of cool. I'm just going to move this over so this other corner gets over here. Let's see, I don't want to overlap too much. It's all Rose's fault. I'm having to paint so much off screen because this is so big envelope. Linda, wake up. Poor Linda's fallen asleep. She said she was in bed watching me tonight. That's all right. I knew everybody would be falling asleep if they weren't already asleep. Coming on late. I don't really want to get a lot of print up where the postage will need to go. Pull this down here where y'all can see a little better. Woo! There we go. I might do some up this other corner here. See if I can figure out where that could be. I still got a lot of paint in here. And sometimes I won't put the stencil I use on the front. Sometimes I won't switch over and put any of it on the back, but I might with this one because it's so cool looking. But I might not do it as a frame. Let's see what we get here. Looks pretty cool. Might have to let this set like this for just a minute before I flip it over and put some on the back. That'll give me a chance to scroll up and see what you girls have been talking about. Oh. You know what, Murphy's oil soap always makes me think of saddle soap that we used to clean the saddles and the other tack with. Yeah, I agree with what everybody else, Aristi, that's something a doctor should know about. Oh, that's a shame. Insurance really kind of ticks me off. I'm wondering how much we'll be paying out of pocket for these rabies shots, but we'll see. I just love the way saddle soap smells, and Murphy's oil soap smells just like saddle soap. To me, it does at least. I don't know what if y'all would think that too. But there's the front so far. And, you know, the person's address would go here and yours would go up here, but it doesn't really matter if that's kind of But I leave where the postage goes. I try to leave it where they can get the big sticker on if they need to. But then the lady told me the last time, like when I mailed to Mary in Mary Hill in Canada, she said, oh, we can put it on the back. So I was like, okay. So they can put it on the back. All right, I'm just going to do a little bit on the back of this. We could actually do, I'll just do a little bit here and there. Just so it looks like the wind is blowing on the back of the envelope as well as on the front. I really like this stencil. I really like the price of it when I got it too. $2.99 for this big stencil. Oh jeez. Somebody's wanting me. It's probably my son. He calls me. He's got a sweet girlfriend, but they need to work on their communications. I was like, honey, you need to talk to her, not me. I can't make things better. And she's not going to know you're upset about anything unless you say something. Women don't have ESP, you know? I don't want it to look like a frame. Maybe come down this way. What time is it getting to be? 9:30. I spoke about the issue Scott was having on Facebook, and then I thought, well, maybe I shouldn't put it on there because I don't want his mom to get upset. So I just don't like to make her upset about anything. She's 90 years old, so I try not to upset her over things. Trying to think if I even have a rubber stamp that's a snowflake. That would be cool if I had a snowflake. I wonder. I probably do in clear stamps, but I don't like to put paint on my clear stamps. So there's the back. I'm just going to set that stencil aside. Here. All right, what should we do next? Let me see if I've got, let's see here. Of course, I have leaves and butterflies and a bird's nest. Do I have a snowflake? No. Of course, I don't have a snowflake. Got a jalapeno. That wouldn't work. I gotta show you this stamp. This is a rubber stamp, you guys. See, to use him, it looks like he hopped across the page. I just love it. I think he's so cute. Alright, let me see if I can get these back in here. I tell you what we'll have to do. I could have swore I had a snowflake, though. Give me just a sec. Talk amongst yourselves. Okay, that's all words. Looky, looky what I just found. So now I need to find something. I have gold. I could do gold snowflakes. Oh, and I have this one too. Let's see. The only thing with these rubber stamps is I will have to run and wash them. All right, which Mary's going night-night? Oh, good night, Mary Hill. Oh, 5 in the morning. I'm up at 5, even though we go to bed at like midnight. I'm still up at 5 or 6 because the cats want to eat and I'm wide awake anyway. Let's see here. I have an antique white. What about antique white snowflakes? Let's put some out and just see what it looks like. I don't know. I think we can do this antique white. When you're doing the envelopes, yeah, if I had some silver, man, I'd be using it up a storm. I guess I need to make a paint color wish list. I don't know why I've never bought silver. That's kind of crazy. I guess maybe I'm just into gold so much. I was going to say, when you're doing an envelope or anything, always do some so they go off the page. If I had wet ones, which I'm out of, another thing I need to get. I would wipe these off right away. Do I have embossing powders? I do, but I've never had any luck embossing on anything, like a project. We could try that. I'm going to put some more of these and see what we've got in embossing powders. I might have a silver in embossing powder. I'll do these and then I'll go wash these stamps and come back, and we might do some in embossing on the front maybe. Yeah, I know the paint will bubble sometimes too. I need to do this on the other side. I guess I need the heating gun. And then we all know what happens when you use a heat gun and you're on live. Sometimes you get lost. So if I get lost, I'll come back. But I got to get this a little bit dry so I can flip it over and do some on the front. Sorry for the noise. So you're liking it okay like this? Okay. I just got to get it a little bit more dry. But I will have to go to the kitchen and wash those stamps. I put the heat gun inside the envelope too. It helps dry it from the inside out. Plus you're making sure you're not sticking together. Alright. Oh, okay. Sorry, can't decide which way I'm going. Alright, let me we'll put a big one in the middle. And I see I missed a tip on that one. It's alright though. Oh, that one didn't do too good. I didn't get the middle very good, but that's alright. It's right on the edge, so I'm not going to worry about it. And then we'll go back to the little guy. I'll have to tell the lady at the post office, don't worry about covering up the snowflake. It's all right. She always tries so hard not to cover anything up. She says, oh, I don't want to cover anything up. It's so pretty. Blah, blah, blah. All right, we'll do one more off the top up here. All right, I'm going to run and wash these. I'll be right back. And maybe we'll paint a snowman peeking up from the bottom. Okay. Yes, Aristi, I hope you get to feeling better. That is no fun. Female problems are a pain in the... Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna... Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and fold this back so I know where it is. Craft paint dries so quickly. It's wonderful. So this is the front of the envelope. Okay. I'm going to put a snowman right here. Kendra, you're working on a card kit? Do you know I have never, ever bought a kit to make a card, ever? I think it was Diane said, oh, you've never bought a card kit. And I was like, nope. I'm getting some paintbrushes, you guys. I'm not ignoring y'all. I'm just trying to get some paintbrushes. I'm getting a very stern look from my girl cat. She's like, Mom, what are you doing? Sit down, be quiet. All right, I got some water and a variety of paintbrushes. Do we want just the snowman's head peeking up at the address, or do you want me to do like a full body snowman? While y'all decide, I'm going to drink some tea. Oh, I'm going to have to check your channel. You going to do a video on it, Kendra? Alright, I'm going to do just the snowman's head peeking up. So, we'll start with just the snowman shape of a head here. I got the paint too watery. My paintbrush is too wet. I wish I had, oh, I know what I can do. I was going to say, I wish I had some glitter paint that was kind of a white, but you know what I do have is the Martha Stewart, like Mod Podge stuff, and I can just paint over this, the snow part of it with that for the snowman. My son, I think I told y'all, um, he took a second job. He works at the Home Depot warehouse. And then he's also driving for Uber. So basically, he's got two jobs, and he tries to do them both every day. He tries to go to work at his warehouse job, and when he gets off, which he gets off at 1:30 in the morning, and then he'll click his Uber app on and say he's active, and he tries to drive until about 5 o'clock in the morning, and then he goes home and he crashes, and then goes back and does it all over again. But I told him, I said, you know, you'd be better off saving the Uber job for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, maybe Sunday, and let yourself rest some of those other days, you know, Monday through Wednesday at least. Make sure I'm not messing up my back. I'm not. So, oh, Ruth, you going, hon? Okay. I'm glad you stopped in. Oh, let's see. I almost put the paintbrush in my tea. That's bad. Callie's not happy with the situation. Her brothers have her blanket on the couch. She might start raising a fuss at the front door. All right, I'm going to get some black because, you know, he's got to have a hat. And I've got Color Shift paint to do some highlights in the black. I'm glad, Rose. All right, let's see. I don't want to get this where I'm going to accidentally stick the wrong color paintbrush in it. And I'm just going to freehand a hat on here and hope I don't mess his head up too much. Let's see. Let's see. This is that cheap Craft Smart Michaels brand paint, and it's not very good. This paintbrush really stinks too. I don't like this paintbrush. Let's try something else. Bye, Kendra. Oh, I need this white to dry. Doesn't it know I need it to be dry? All right, Snowman's hats. Do they have a band? Do they have a hat band? Let's see. It's looking gray because I got white in it. It'll be all right when we're done. Painting's quite soothing, you know? It really is quite soothing. I can hear Frosty, happy birthday. See, I was thinking it does have a hat band on it. So what color hat band does our Frosty need? Should he get a red one? I think that's what was on the snowman I made last Christmas for my siblings. Ugh! Stuck my hand in the paint. Alright, let's stick that in the water. I'm going to give it a dry real quick. Hands in paint, hands in paint. I know, Mary, you like to get your hands covered in paint. Each time I look back down at him, I see I want his hat just a little bit different. I want this hat band. Sprig of holly. two eyes made out of coal. So he needs an eye. And it has to be coal shaped. So not perfect. Looks pretty good. Now I've got two shades of orange. Let's see. See what we can come up with for a carroty nose here. I'm going to have every paintbrush in the stack dirty. The rate I'm going. Let's see here. I guess he doesn't need a really long carrot nose, does he? I might have to go in and add a little black to this to get a darker shade, because I don't have a lot of shades of orange either. I might have to dry the layers in between. Alright, and I'm going to give him a red hat band with holly berries on it. I just need this nose to dry a little bit, so I'll have him. And I want to use some color shift of the black too. Alright, let's see. I think I was using the red one. A carrot typo again. I missed it. Oh, somebody that's moving a car or something outside sounds like something's loose on the car. It's making a funky noise. I'm going to switch back to something small here. Like I said, I think I'm going to have every paintbrush I own dirty. And I'm just mixing up a little teeny bit of a light gray. I'm just going to add a little shadow from the hat. But you know what, this paintbrush has one hair that's all askew. That's okay. Okay. I'm just picking some white back up to kind of blend out the gray from the hat's shadow. Switch back. A little bit under his eye of the gray. And I'm going to do a little bit of gray under his carrot too to give him a little bit of shadow under there. Then I'll blend it out with some white. Here we go. All right. We'll give him a little glisten in his eye. I wish I had a black Posca pen because then I could come back in and add like stripes and, not stripes. Oh, I don't even know what they're called. What are the lines called on a carrot? Just lines? All right. Need some red for a hat band. And then we'll need some greens for the hollyberry leaves. I need paint, y'all. That's what's wrong. I need paint. And then red. See what we've got in reds. I think I really need to go shopping for paint. Creases and wrinkles. Alright. True red, red, and bright red. Let's do true red for his hat band. And I can mix a tiny bit of black in for shading. Doesn't take much. Let's see. This might work best for the hat band. Let's see here. Oh, it's giving me fits. That might be where the holly goes. I think what it is I need to turn the thing. Everybody's wanting to send you lips, Mary. You better do something with them high heel shoes and lips. Alright, I think the hat band needs to come down a little bit more as you get to this side. Alright. Oh, I will let him know. That'll give him something to look forward to. Alright. I'm going to add some accents to the hat while I'm waiting on the black to dry. And this is Color Shift paint. And it is Black Flash. And it flashes to gold. So he's going to have gold on him. I just don't want, I want to add accents. I don't want to paint the whole thing with it. Here we go. I'm sorry. Were y'all talking to me? Aunt Beck's in the zone. I'm not sitting here with my tongue hanging out. I used to know a kid that would do that. When he was concentrating, his tongue would stick out. We knew he was into it. Of course, that was years ago. He's an adult and I'm an adult now. It's the things you remember sometimes of childhood. I'm just adding some strokes to make like glistening highlights on the hat. I'm not trying to cover the whole thing. Now, up here, yeah, I get in the zone when I'm like crafting with somebody. I'll just go quiet and I can't help it. I just get to concentrating so hard. My son's friends that live in Maryland have been teasing for him to go up and visit them. They want him to come up and cook for him. Cook for them. They said, you can stay here. We won't charge you anything to stay here if you'll cook for us. He keeps talking about like he'd love to live in Maryland, but I don't know. He gets to missing us so bad, and we're less than 2 hours from him now. I can't imagine him way up there, but he'll find his way, what he's going to do eventually. In the zone. Let's see if you can see it. Oh, the lag is driving me crazy. I don't know if you can see it or not. It's hard to see. There, see it? See the shift of the gold? It's not blatantly obvious that it's there, but in person you can see it. And it adds a little bit to the end result. I really would love to do a peacock and use the turquoise paint that I have. That's color shift. Let's see here. Uh-oh, got a little bit on the hat band, but that's okay. I'm just going to leave that at that and put that down at this end. You know, people that don't watch how to, what brand is this paint? It's Folk Art, I think. Yeah, Folk Art Color Shift. It'll be with the metallics, I think. I'm wanting to say it was like $4 a bottle. I'm wanting to say. Maybe I'll put some on his eye. Like down in this corner. Alright. So now we need to dry it and we'll add some, what did you say? Holly berries? Holly berries and leaves. I don't do too good at holly leaves. Holly berries, holly bushes are horrible. If you trim them and you leave any of the dried leaves down, then they'll poke you, and I don't like that. Misty said, can you mix black and gold and make it? Not really, because I think it's got like a fluorescent to it. Like, see, the label it shifts. I'm not sure how they do it. Because I think when you mix gold and black, you'll lose the gold. It'll turn just dark. Let's see, now that I've dried it a little, if you can see the shift in the paint. If you can see it. I don't know. Anywho, let's add some berries and stuff. Let's do got quite the mess going off to the side on here. I said I need to get paint. No, it's not. I'm pretty sure I paid like $3.99. I don't know. That could be wrong. Don't quote me. I don't know. Now, maybe this one for the leaves. I'm hoping it's dry enough that I can add these leaves on here now. Let's see. They've got like a lot of points on them, don't they? They've got like... No, I don't need any help, Howard. I don't need any help, honey. How many leaves? Three? 3 leaves? I'm picking up a different shade of the green. Good Lord, you guys, it's after 10 o'clock. It's all Rose's fault, keeping me up all night painting. Jeez. Stay on much longer and Linda will be getting back up and getting ready for her day over there in New Zealand. Alright, so now we need to dry it. Tomorrow when this is good and dry, I'll probably come back in with like the white Posca pen and, you know, just do maybe some, I don't know, some highlights on this guy, like on his nose. But he's got to dry really good. No, you're not. You're having too much fun. Yeah, my envelopes, I spend a lot of time on them. It's so funny. I put all this time in and some people don't even show them. That's what I think is hilarious. It's like, I put more time in on the envelopes sometimes than I did in everything I put inside. So I really appreciate those that get an envelope from me that like them enough to share them. That means a lot to me. I spent a little bit too much time on the green. I got a few bubbles, but that's okay. Adds to the character of the little guy. Alright, now we need 3 berries. Right? 3 berries. I've got red paint out already. So we'll do a dot. No, Howard. So there he is. Turn him so you guys can see him. Might dry those berries a little bit. And like I said, once he's... Oh, color shift in your fine liners. That would be cool. Expensive, but cool. Oh, you know something I need to do before this paint dries up is I need to put a place for the address. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to see, let's see. I can probably use that makeup sponge. Oh dear, I didn't realize it. Howie was laying on the Christmas tree, but I don't think he flattened it. I think it was dried enough. I did this earlier. And oh, those guys that came in late, you didn't get to see the envelopes finished up. So there's this one, and I added the Merry Christmas. I need to go over these with the clear coat. And then these are the ones I did last time I was on. This one I added some the Posca pen and some glitter glue, little dots of glitter glue. I have some fine liners, Mary, and I've never used them. I need to. And then this one was done with the masking tape. So yeah, that's those. All right. Just for something fun, let's use this that I got at the Goodwill. And I'll use the small one up here. Hopefully I won't mess up my snowman. I think he's dry enough. And I'm just going to put some, what are these called? Hexagons? You just want to have the area where the addresses are to be where the people or the machines can read the address. Just a minute, Howard. I know, I'm coming. Let me let Howard out. He's having a fit. Howie, hang on. I gotta move the card out the way. Okay. Okay. You gonna go outside and wait for Daddy? Okay. Howard goes out to wait for Scott. He'll sit out there in the yard until Scott gets home, and then he'll want to come back in. So maybe just a little bit more. And this sponge has got some of the real white and some of that, I think it was an antique white. Yeah. So then we'll pick this up. And so see, now I can write my address there. And then there's a bigger hexagon, or whatever this is called, here, that I can put the person it's going to, their address. And by using a sponge, this almost looks like snowballs. And when this dries, I'll maybe take a black pen or something and make a stitch line around it. So there's the envelope. And I'm about wore out, you guys, so I guess I'll close here. And I think I will do next Wednesday. I don't really know what we'll do, but if you guys have any suggestions, leave them in the comments below. So I'm going to go drop this stencil in the sink, and I'll be right back. He's giving me stink eye through the front door. Hi, Donna. Thank you. It's actually a mailing envelope. See, it's a mailing envelope. And I think I'll do like, Mary, I think I'm going to do like you do, and I'll give this away. Let's see. Rose, let us know when you're back. Rose, I don't want her to miss out on this. But I'll mail this to someone, and we'll do, we'll pick a number, but I'm not going to say what's the range until Rose gets back from the little girl's room. All right. So if y'all see Rose pop back in, tell her we're waiting on her. We've been waiting for you, Rose. Rose knows. And I'll put some fun stuff in it. It won't be a lot, but it'll be some fun stuff. It'll be a surprise. Let's see here. I'm looking for a card here. There we go. This will work. All right. Rose, are you back? Okay. We're going to do like Mary does. And I'm going to mail this envelope to a lucky winner. I don't know which way I need to go to make this envelope show. Let's move this out of the way. Y'all made me pull out all my toys. And, let's see, did I make it better or make it worse? It's got to go this way. There we go. And we'll pick a range of 175 to 260. And go. First one that's closest without going over. 175 to 260. Okay, what I'm going to do is Okay, this is what I'm going to do. Everybody, it has to be higher. The only one that's been high enough has gone over it. So starting with Donna Burrows at 245, go higher. 245 to 260. I'm going to narrow the range. Okay, is that everybody? I'm going to scroll up. Okay, stop. Ending with Aristi at 259. Okay, I'm going to scroll up and see who's closest without going over. Up. I see somebody's got it. Let me make sure nobody else has it anywhere on here. Okay, the number I chose was 253. 253. And I think that's Mary. Is that right? And Rose, I'll do you up one because you're the one that picked the theme. I'll do another one and mail it to you because you picked tonight's theme. But it probably won't look exactly like this. So this one will go to Mary, and Rose, I'll do you up another one. It might be a smaller envelope. So let me see who all is chosen numbers in here. Let me see. Let me scroll back up. All right, stop. Come back down this way. All right, so let's see who's all's in here. Rose McGuinn. And Mary. But she won. Who else chose numbers? I know, I saw Karen Brake's name. Oh, you know what? I hate trying to scroll back up because this stupid screen ticks me off every time. I know what I'll do. I'm going to copy and paste from Rose McGuinn at 216 all the way down to the end of the stupid conversation here. So I can copy it, and I'm going to paste it in a document, and then I can print it off, and I will know everybody that was here. LibreOffice Writer. What is wrong with this thing? It won't let me copy and paste. All right, you guys, I've got everybody that was picking numbers. So if you could, if you're interested in receiving a piece of mail art from me, email me at my email address. I got it printed off. I'm printing it off right now. But everybody that was here that was guessing on numbers to pick to win tonight's mail art, email me at with your mailing address, and I'll put you on my surprise happy mail list as well. So that at some time, if I have some extra fun stuff, I just put my email address up right now. If you want to write it down and email me your mailing address, I could do that. I could do a happy mail to you. It'll be something small because postage is so crazy expensive anymore. But it might be some painty papers. It might be just something I've done a background on something, you know, and send it to you. Aristi, I'd be glad to send you something small. You know, if it's flat, I've found if it's in a flat envelope and you keep it flat. Oh no, I stuck it in the green paint. I'll fix that. It's not so bad. That kind of ticks me off. I stuck it in the green paint though. I'll fix it. You won't even know that was there. Sorry, Mary. I stuck it in green paint. I'll fix it. We won't even know it had green paint on it when I'm done with it. The only water I have nearby right now is dirty paint water. That's the only thing. Okay, that'll remind you that I pulled a Mary. No. I still owe you one of the cards I made anyway, Mary, because you sent me those napkins. So I'll send you one of those cards in there. Let's just do this. Anyway, thanks to everybody that was here and participated in the chat. And like I said, I don't know when it'll be, but I will get an envelope decorated for everybody that was in here and joined in. But it'll be a smaller envelope than this one. Alright, and I'm going to let you guys go and see who called me. You guys have a great week. The rest of it, I'm going to unclip you and say bye. Okay, thanks for coming, everybody. I really appreciate it. And I will see you guys next week. Next Wednesday, we'll do something. I don't know if it'll be a giftable or just another painting or something. But thank you so much. Okay, Dinky Mailbox Lady. I hear you, Dinky Mailbox. Sheila, you're welcome anytime. Anytime at all. Okay. Bye, guys.